Hi, I'm John William. I'm with RE/MAX in Calgary, and we also run a team called John William Wade & Associates. The reason why we've employed Chris is we came across him. We've gone through many different people who have talked about being gurus online. Quite frankly, I've even told Chris this, that we consider most of the people who say that they're experts online for marketing, SEO, and all these different types of online things as being basically snake oil salesmen. When we've researched most of them, they don't come out and really understand what they're doing. Sometimes what we found is that they don't understand the real estate industry. They may know another industry, but the real estate industry is highly regulated and pretty specific on what our needs are. So what happened with Chris is that he came and he started to show us some of the ideas that he had for real estate and plugging it. We came with a long-term plan and a short-term plan at the same time. Short-term plan was how we would do the initial advertisements. We've been focusing on buyers and trying to get buyers to convert, because in Calgary's real estate market right now, it's definitely a buyer's market, not a seller's market. We have been now working with Chris. We're into our 4th month. Within our first 3 months, we have had several different prospects, not just leads that were phone numbers. We've invested in that before, where you get names or phone numbers or email addresses and no one responds. These people are actually quite different. They're booking an appointment with me, and it goes into my Google Calendar or my assistant's Google Calendar, and we make the phone call. So then that way, you know, the person is expecting. Now, it's the odd occasion where the person is busy or doesn't receive the call, but we would probably estimate about 90% of the time, those people are waiting for our phone calls. And if we're even a couple minutes late on the phone call, they let us know that they've been waiting. So they're obviously excited about it, and they think that it's a great opportunity for them to speak with us. And it definitely sets the tone for being able to ask exploratory questions so that we know how we can help them or if we can help them. And then once we're done that, our calls usually take about 10 minutes. That's how we run our team. We know what we're looking for. And then from that 10-minute conversation, we're able to determine if it's something that we need to do further exploration with a mortgage associate, or maybe they're ready to have an face-to-face meeting, or perhaps they're just not a good fit. Those are really the 3 main categories for any real estate agent. And so what we do then is once we file that, they come in. It's all done automatically. The big difference is that we don't have to sit there and reach out and make a whole host of phone calls to people who are not even, they're not even real phone numbers or real people. Every time we call, it's most definitely people who are real. We know their information because they've answered questions ahead of time. And it's actually quite a friendly conversation. Our conversion rate, when we do determine that they could be a fit for us, our conversion rate is around 85 or 90% with people who are signing agency with our brokerage. So right now in the first 3 months, again, we never know exactly where in the buying process or the thinking process for this client is. Sometimes people are looking for the next season or even next year. But even with that taking into account, we're currently we've converted about 90% of the people who are coming in, and we've already closed 3 deals. We're working on our 4th deal right now. So we're even seeing a return on our investment in terms of cash right now. So what I really appreciate about One Source Profit is that when you do see something that might be a bug, because of course when you're doing marketing, every market's a little bit different. I'm sure other cities will be different than Calgary. But what they do is they listen carefully, and they monitor very closely the reaction to marketing. Now, what's different in their reaction time as opposed to real estate reaction time is within 48 hours, they already know if there's an issue and where the issue is under advertisement. Whereas in real estate, it can take us sometimes a couple weeks to know that. So they're really, really fast. And I like that because, of course, when you're marketing, you are paying, there are daily fees that you're paying for that. So you want them to be able to be very reactive and find out what they need to do. So again, in terms of real estate, One Source Profit really does understand that, again, we're highly regulated. So they're looking at what we need to do in terms of our regulations for advertising. They're also very respectful of the fact that there's certain information, a confidentiality that we have to have in our industry, and they design a program where people are willing to do that. And instead of us having to reach out to them, they have people calling us and booking appointments and giving them the power that if they do have to rebook that for whatever reason, they click a button, they reschedule it, which is quite powerful, because usually anything online that I've seen in the past, there is no way that they're going to reschedule, let alone half the time they don't even take your call. So again, definitely it's been very well worth it. We are saying that we're into our 4th month because we're continuing to work with One Source Profit, and certainly if you have your real estate team or you're an individual who's in real estate looking to build yourself, this is definitely a good option for you. And I would really strongly encourage you to work with One Source Profit.